ask the most like basic, arrogant, disgusting questions. No, like I just need to let you know.
Hi everyone, it's Blue. Make sure you like and subscribe and go follow me on my Twitch and my other YouTube channel. Those links are down below. Also my Patreon, where I post more content there than I post here.
Or maybe I should let everyone in the newsroom know what their two anchors are up to.
Oh.
Back to you.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's the morning news with Tom and Tammy Thompson, Colorado's top-rated brother-sister news team.
Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Modern Women Get Humbled.
I'm divorced.
Okay.
I thought I'd be happier, except the judge set the child support amount at $326 a month. $326 a month for 2 kids for child support is what he has to pay me. So $326 a month for 2 kids. Fun, right? And this is after I was super gracious and let him keep his parenting time. The guardian ad litem recommended 0 parenting time for dad.
I divorced my husband. Why did I divorce my husband? I divorced my husband because I was making a certain amount of money, because I thought I didn't need him anymore, because I had this senior position at work and thought I held the same position at home. I divorced my husband because I thought I was better than him, because I had my degree now. I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here. That is not success. That's fucking sickness. I found myself divorced and out there looking for love in all the wrong places. In this one and that one and that one and that one and this one and that one, and my body count going up and my value going down. I'm just gonna call it like a TI is. All the while, my husband done found somebody else building a relationship and building a life.
A lot of you guys have been asking me.
Nobody's been asking you shit.
That's just me.
This shit still boggles
like
my
it was
mind.
staged,
If a
but...
girl wants a guy who's older, it's a preference. If a guy wants a girl who's younger, it's creepy and immature. If a girl doesn't want to date a short guy, it's a preference. If a guy doesn't want to date a girl that's overweight, he's an asshole who's not focused on the things that matter. If a girl wants a guy who can take charge, it's a preference. If a guy wants a girl who will submit to his lead, he's, you guessed it, misogynistic. If a girl sets a boundary, it's empowering. If a guy sets a boundary, it's controlling. Women have preferences, men have something wrong with them. This isn't a double standard, it's just illogical. So why does anyone accept it?
I actually really want to pause here because I feel like that was a really good video. The first one, I guess I won't really comment on because I didn't feel as much towards it. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I just don't have as much to say on it, so I'm just going to kind of skip it. But the second part was something that I've actually even noticed was nobody really thinks that it's wrong for girls to say, I want a guy who's 6 foot or taller. No matter what her height is, whether she's a tall girl or she's like 5'1", if a girl says that she wants a guy who's taller, it is actually kind of like, oh yeah, it's just a preference. Like, I want to date a guy who's taller than me. I want to date a guy who's over 6. Any of that. But definitely seemingly not allowed to say, especially as a guy, I don't want to date a girl who's over a certain weight. That's like not allowed, I guess, in society. So I thought that him saying those comments were really fair. He even pointed out some that I didn't really notice, but I see where he's coming from.
This isn't a double standard, it's just illogical. So why does anyone accept it?
Abortion's great.
No, it's not. What's wrong with you?
Are you gonna tell me that as a woman that abortion is not my right?
Yeah. So as a father, I have no say in what my child should be born or not. It's your choice solely.
As a mother, you have a choice to make sure your kid is here or not.
What I recommend to you is you find yourself a conservative man who knows what he should do and that will step up and actually do what needed to be done as a father to make sure that you and your child, our child hypothetically, are taken care of and live a prosperous, great life. Hard pass from Fat G. I don't want women like that.
What the fuck is your fucking problem right now?
You're delusional. Shout out to delusional women, dog.
Number one mistake guys make in a relationship.
Next question, cheat.
Why did you and your ex break up?
We're getting deep.
That's what we do.
Well, he didn't cheat. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know my ex? That's crazy.
I like your eyebrows. What's the truth behind their breakup?
I mean, look, Bingo was a good boy. He was really nice. He was a good boy.
It didn't work out.
Respect.
All I'm gonna say,
Bitch ain't shit. Always the truth.
Actually, pretty prosperous. He's making close to $40,000 a year. But what are you laughing at? You're
How
laughing
much
at
are you?
Very low income. Okay. It's okay.
You know, what do you think the average income is?
The average minimum is 100,000. Like that's barely making it in California, especially too. That's like minimum wage.
Huh?
I just prefer girls in literally every possible way of speaking, and like
What does
if
that
I
even
could
mean?
go through life without interacting with men, that sounds like paradise.
If you could eliminate one thing from the world, what would you eliminate?
Narcissist.
Toxic feminism.
What's your body count?
That one seemed normal.
55.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How old are
56.
How old are you?
That's a
21.
I'm telling you straight up, you got 50 partners and you're in your 20s as a female. That's nasty.
Why is this another?
I don't care
50?
who I just insulted. That is nasty. That's nasty.
There's another.
Why is it nasty, you ask? Well, it shows that you don't take sex seriously. You can't have had 50 people that you were in love with. Come on. That tells me that a lot of that sex is without emotion. That tells me that you're not being terribly particular. 50 is an extremely high number. So that's not attractive. It's not sexist to say that that is less desirable than someone who has body count of 1.
There's one thing that women and men can agree on.
The one with the girl who was asked, what's, I guess, something that you would break up with your boyfriend for? Like, what's the worst thing that a boyfriend could do? And she said cheat pretty quickly. And he was kind of hard to hear, but I think he just then asks, oh, was that the reason why you broke up with your ex? Like, was that the most recent reason that you broke up with a boyfriend? If you're single? And she says, like, no, but she won't really share why. And then this guy coincidentally knows her. And I don't know, it just kind of led to a situation that made it sound like maybe she cheated. Also, the girls who think 100,000 is minimum wage was a little shocking because it's not minimum wage. Maybe she did try to kind of save it by saying, oh, well, at least in California, which again is still incorrect. But you do have to have more money to live in certain places of California than you probably do in other states. But again, it didn't really sound like a question that was being asked about people in California. It sounded like men in general making this much money. She just kind of abruptly said, oh, that's low, like you're barely getting by. And then she said 100,000 was barely getting by, so I'm not really sure. But that one did kind of stand out like, oh, I don't think that that's actually correct. Most people don't make that money.
It's not sexist to say that that is less desirable than someone who has body count of 1.
There's one thing that women and men can agree on. It's that it is objectively dangerous for women to walk alone at nighttime, to be outside at nighttime, and we all know why. So I just don't think it is that radical to propose that one day a week men should get a curfew so that women can go on walks at nighttime or runs or just like be outside. Imagine the freedom of being able to just go on a run at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Tell me about.
Good fun.
They are shocked. She is
child
shocked.
that wanted to get into porn. An 18-year-old, of course. You would support them getting into it, correct?
Yeah, you know, you ask the most like basic, arrogant, disgusting questions. No, like I just need to let you know, like you're a little prick. And you're lucky that I've even sat here this long and entertained this conversation. But yeah, I don't care as long as they're happy. But you ask all the basic, like just so small-minded. Like you're just very disappointing. I really thought that you would have something interesting to ask me, but you just asked the same questions I've been asked countless of times before. And I really thank you for your time. Thank you so much for interviewing me. But yeah, have a nice day.
Can you give us an example of a good question?
What do you think the meaning of life is?
She was absolutely roasted in the comments as well. She thought bro was going to ask her about Newton's law of motion. Was she expecting to be asked about quantum physics? She wants to be asked about the economic state of the world.
What's the meaning of life? Probably wouldn't be a question that you would just ask somebody, because like interviews are typically directed at questions for whatever it is that you do for your profession, like being a movie star. Oh, so what are you going to do after this movie? Or are you going to try to get your son, Jaden Smith, to do this movie with you? Like, they're going to be questions about sometimes your kids and what you do as a career. So I get it might be annoying to her that she's asked that all the time, but at the same time I could see why people are like, wow, she really expected him to ask her about quantum physics. Like, he's going to ask you a question that has to do with what you do. Literally saying men have to go home quick, like sooner than women on a day of the week, even if it's only one day of the week. That's like, you shouldn't give a curfew to anybody just because of their sex. That's literally, it's sometimes whenever things are so pushed past, you're standing up for something, that you start doing the thing that you're mad at, is like where you lose people. You don't want people to be sexist and you're upset with men, so then you're sexist towards men and say that they should stay home while girls. I mean, I think Japan has certain subway stations at certain times where only women can use them, but that's like a subway station, maybe only one, and that's it. But the whole country saying men have to go home sooner than women, that was shocking, and I could see why maybe people wouldn't like that video. But that's it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time.